Okay, so I thought we'd quickly do a quick video showing a few defects on this Victorian property, built around 1850, 60-ish, probably near sort of 1860 in my view. There's a few defects to look at, couple of things regarding some dampness, but also I just wanted to show you mainly some structural movement. Interesting one this. So there's some cracking to this end wall. It's a bit of diagonal and horizontal. They are solid walls, normal 9-inch brick, so they're not cavity, so we're not suspecting cavity wall tie corrosion, but there are a few obvious, fairly easy things to solve. So we've got some diagonal cracking here, which starts around here and then goes all the way up at this window. There is a little bit of roof spread going on up here as well. This top section of the wall is actually only half brick thick, and the roof's actually spread out a little bit, but not really concerned with that. But here you can actually see some cracking, and what's actually happened is some expansion cracking from old fixings, metal fixings that have been left in the wall. They've been corroding and they're pushing up this brickwork, and you can just about see the fixings in the wall there. It's easy, just need to take them out and then repoint the cracking. That's all you need to do there. But the main thing I want to show you is along this wall here, first floor level, we've actually got a horizontal crack going all the way along here, and as I said, solid wall, bit it's not obvious, but also we've got the fairly flat brick arches to the windows are also settling, which is not uncommon, normally nothing to worry about, but actually I think there's a reason why these arches are settling, and the cracking you can see here is about here, and I'll show you, get a closer look in a minute. So what we've actually got here, just let me get up the ladder. Right, so here's the cracking. If my camera can get into focus. So here you go, so you've got some cracking here. And it goes all the way along here. Someone's tried to repoint it here. It's just, the cracking's just returned again. This whole wall's being shifted upwards. And it goes along here. See here, cracking. All the way along. And then you'll just have to trust me, but it's the same thing going along over there. Now, got my trusty metal detector here. So interesting. When you go over this cracking, so you hear that? Okay, so it's picking up some metal in there. And actually what you find, I've actually removed a little bit of the mortar. It's already going a bit loose. And actually inside here is some metal. But why is it there? So basically what I think they've done is when they built this wall, they've tried to put some metal reinforcement in. You do tend to get it a lot in Surrey and South London. You get hoop iron, but there you go. So just in there, in the background, you can just about see some metal reinforcement. And basically, they often included metal reinforcement in solid walls, simply for that, for reinforcing the walls, especially over openings, spread the load. All sorts of reasons like that. Basically over a long period of time, it does corrode and results in some expansion cracking. We've got it along here as well. Whilst I'm here, so basically to solve that, ultimately it's going to need to be exposed, and you're going to have to remove it, or at the very least provide some kind of protective coating to it so it doesn't continue to corrode, but certainly opening up and assessing the degree of corrosion, how much metal is remaining, so then you can assess roughly how much expansion can still occur. Sometimes you find when you open them up that that basically there's nothing much left of the metal, so you can pretty much just almost leave it in place. Another little thing to show you here, so we've got some dampness in the property, usual things. So this, what you're looking at, is an electro-osmotic damp-proof course, and you've also, right next to it, I've got a chemical damp-proof course which has been injected into the walls. There's a drill hole there. So it's been done at 2 different stages. This building's built before the common introduction of damp-proof courses, so it doesn't actually have one originally. Doesn't necessarily mean there's a problem, but you can see along here here's your electro-osmotic damp-proof course. I mean, even if you believe the science that they do anything, this bit of copper is actually not even in the wall, so it's not going to be doing anything at all. And also they tend to bed them in cement mortar as it is here, and normally it's only in the outer 5 to 10 mil of the wall, so quite how they plan to control dampness simply in the, I mean really you'd need to have probably 3 or 4 strips going through the full thickness of the wall if you believe the science on it, which I don't. But why have we got dampness here? So solid wall, ground level is basically level with internal floor level. So you're getting lateral damp coming off, running off this patio, straight into the wall, along this path. There's actually concrete underneath the gravel, so again, not very good surface water drainage. Water's just going straight in, and there's absolutely nowhere, and actually they've also repointed the wall here in cement, so essentially the wall's becoming saturated and there's moisture can't get back out again, and it's got nowhere to go really. I mean really the ground level should be lowered, and that will create a larger area for moisture to evaporate from the wall before it starts causing a problem inside. A few little complications. There are some suspended timber floors in here, so really that which are a little bit springy, so again probably going to need to open up the floors and make sure there's no rot or woodworm. But that's about it really. That's all I wanted to show you, so hope you enjoyed the video, and feel free to leave some comments and I'll get back to you.